The APC is a dangerous organization. They can do anything with power. Just last week, information began to emerge how they came to power because Obama disrupted Nigeria with funding of Boko Haram. And that was how APC seized power. Now, this week, a document has been intercepted of APC War on Propaganda. It is titled, "The Propaganda War is On," and the attack lines are, they listed things that APC online attack dogs has been instructed to do. Because if you see the way they speak and post online, you will know that certainly something is going on. APC hired Reno Mokri, somebody that said all unprintable things against Tinubu. They hired him now. Daniel Buala, that called Tinubu all manner of things and talked about the drug cases and everything. They also hired him. Remember, Reno Mokri also said the same thing. They hired him. And they are giving, their main job is propaganda. So this week we intercepted one of them. I will tell you what is inside so that Nigerians can wake up and understand what is going on. Pay attention. Let me read this for you. Now, before I read this, look at the picture of this guy that I've posted here. This is the former PA to President Muhammadu Buhari. This week also, he was caught lying. This week. Just sit down. If you are not in a hurry, sit down. Let me give you a full dosage of what happened this week.
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video we are exposing something big. Proof of APC's propaganda against the Southeast. A leaked document has surfaced, and trust me, what's inside will shock you. A man has come forward with serious claims, and these are not my words. This is exactly what he said. He revealed how APC operates behind the scene, pushing a dangerous agenda just to stay in power. According to him, APC will do anything to hold onto control. Just last week, reports came out about how APC allegedly got into power with claims that Obama's funding of Boko Haram helped them seize control. And now another document has leaked titled "A Propaganda War is On." This document exposes their online attack strategy. If you have ever wondered why certain people post aggressively online, this is why. APC has hired people like Reno Mokri and Daniel Buala, men who once spoke against Tinubu, to now defend him and push their propaganda. And we have just intercepted one of their key instructions. Here is what it says. Peter Obi must be framed as an ethnic candidate to stop him from being a national leader. He must be called a liar repeatedly to destroy his credibility. His time as Anambra governor must be written to make him look like a failure. Now, let's talk about Bashir Ahmad, the former aide to Buhari. This week, he was caught red-handed spreading fake news against Peter Obi and the Igbos. He took an old post, changed the name to an Igbo one, and used it to push their propaganda. But guess what? Someone dug up the original post and exposed his lies. APC even posted online that if Nigeria splits, minority ethnic groups would rather stay with the Yoruba. But to their shock, many, including some Yoruba, said they will go with the Igbos instead. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I am talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
The APC is a dangerous organization. They can do anything with power. Just last week, information began to emerge how they came to power because Obama disrupted Nigeria with funding of Boko Haram. And that was how APC seized power. Now, this week, a document has been intercepted of APC War on Propaganda. It is titled "The Propaganda War is On," and the attack lines are, they listed things that APC online attack dogs has been instructed to do. Because if you see the way they speak and post online, you will know that certainly something is going on. APC hired Reno Mokri, somebody that said all unprintable things against Tinubu. They hired him now. Daniel Buala, that called Tinubu all manner of things and talked about the drug cases and everything. They also hired him. Remember, Reno Mokri also said the same thing. They hired him. And they are giving, their main job is propaganda. So this week we intercepted one of them. I will tell you what is inside so that Nigerians can wake up and understand what is going on. This idea, most of you say nobody can collect power from APC, let's just leave them. You don't know how ruthless APC are. If you know, you will understand. They are very desperate with power. When it comes to power, they are ready to do anything. Anything minus nothing. They are ready to do it. Pay attention. Let me read this for you. Now, before I read this, look at the picture of this guy that I've posted here. This is the former PA to President Muhammadu Buhari. This week also, he was caught lying. This week. Just sit down. If you are not in a hurry, sit down. Let me give you a full dosage of what happened this week. Propaganda against Peter Obi and Igbo. Now, this is the list of their propaganda. Number one thing they were asked to do: Peter Obi must be promoted as an ethnic candidate with ethnic agenda and stop from being established as a national phenomenon. This is what they have been trying to do, to promote Peter Obi as an ethnic candidate so that he won't go far. Unfortunately for them, we fought that and we didn't allow it to happen. The second thing is that the credibility of Peter Obi must be constantly challenged. He must be published as a habitual liar with a movement based on lie. That obedient movement is based on lie. The story is too much. Of course, the story of his achievement must be made to seem that it is a lie, it is a failure, that his frugality should be turned to stingy. Many things. That is what APC instructed their online attack dogs to do. They have a template to do it. Now, to the main cocoa of the story. So this week, APC posted this thing. They came online and posted and said, if Nigeria should divide today, which tribe will you follow? I'm sure many people will choose to go with the Yoruba, because everything about APC is bigotry, and religious bigotry, tribalism. That is the only thing. Which is APC Lagos wing, Tinubu, APC of Tinubu. It is about tribalism, religious bigotry. So they posted this question and asked this question: which tribe will you go? I'm sure people will go with Yoruba than go with the Southeast. To their greatest shock, many people were saying, I will go with the Igbos. Even some Yorubas said they are disappointed with the Tinubu wing of the Yoruba nation. And they said they are going to go with the Igbos. They were shocked. Of course, I don't think they should be shocked. So some Igbo guys on Twitter were posting something. They were posting Igbo guy in tech, Igbo guy in agriculture, Igbo guy in business, Igbo guy in medical, Igbo, and it was trending. It was very interesting. People were posting as against what APC was posting. Everything has to be tribalism, religious bigotry. So this thing got to them. This guy here, Bashir Ahmad, who used to be the PA to President Muhammadu Buhari, posted something and said that he made transfer to one account. The account name is Ike Chukwuobi, and by mistake they contacted the account. He refused to send the money back. Blah 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 blah. People were saying, "Hey, yeah, we are going." People were sympathizing with him. But somebody somewhere was saying, "This English, they wrote this thing. This English is too big for this Bashir," because the guy was a recharge card dealer before President Muhammadu Buhari brought him into his government. He was jobless. It was when he joined President Muhammadu Buhari that he suddenly became rich. And of course, we know that after President Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria became poor, but the people that worked with him became rich. They stole public funds and enriched themselves. This guy is one of them. So somebody said, this English this guy used is too much. This guy cannot write this English. To our greatest surprise today, somebody now went to discover the original post. The person that had this problem made the original post. It turned out that this guy took this post, edited the name and changed it to an Igbo name and put Ike Obi, that same name Obi, because Peter Obi has been trending this week, from donation to going to different places, to going to book launch for former police chief Solomon Arase, to going to Pa Ayadepanjo, going to Pa Edwin Clark, going to everywhere. He edited it and put Igbo name, put Ike Obi, and they started using it to attract the Igbos, to make the Igbos look bad, until somebody discovered that this was an innocent post somebody posted and said that so name. He made a payment to it and the person refused. It now happened that the person they made the payment to was not even an Igbo man, but this divisive, this corrupt, this hatred guy had to turn the name to suit the agenda of painting the Igbos black. And since it was discovered, people have been dragging him. The APC is a divisive organization. That's why for you to take power from APC, you have to be resolute. You don't play with the APC. You don't. These guys can go to any length. Many of their attack dogs are paid. They are on social media. And their job is to paint the Igbos back, to do anything to destroy the Igbos, paint them back, so that they can see the narrative. The Igbos is bad, don't vote. Of course, Peter Obi has shocked them in the last election. So they are afraid. That's why when Atiku talks, the APC does not care. The Tinubu wing of APC, the Lagos APC, they don't care. But the moment Peter Obi speaks, all of a sudden they become afraid. So please, wherever you are, stop saying let them, they cannot lose. They will lose by 2027. They must leave power, because except we end the APC will end Nigeria, because they are ready to go to any length, they are desperate for anything just to retain power. As for this guy, the banks, I expect banks to come and arrest this guy, because he edited and lied against these banks. He changed the name of the bank, changed the name of the person to say that he had problem. He even said he went to the banks and they did. I expect by now that these banks to get him arrested and be prosecuted for propaganda, for falsification, just because they want to push the narrative. And that is why, up till today, President Muhammadu Buhari official policy is against the Igbos, and the same thing has been heightened by Tinubu, the Lagos Tinubu. Now they don't control the narrative. The traditional media, which they used to control, is dying, and they don't know how to handle the social media narrative, because it's false narrative, and that's why they are paying people to create false narrative just to give the Igbos the bad name. But it will not work for them. We will not allow it. And paint the Obido movement as a tribal thing. We will not allow it to happen. Lie, never.
The Igbo man learned that the government has nothing for him, so he learned to survive on his own. Speaking for the average man on the street who grew up believing that he has no portion in Nigeria, which was what fed the Biafran spirit and the demand for Biafra even 50 years after the Civil War. The Igbos have been marginalized. The template for Nigerian inequities was always trialed out against Indigo, and that is what has gone pan-Nigerian today. So there is no injustice in Nigeria that didn't start out being trialed out on Indigo in Nigeria. So if Indigo has gotten to the point where it could no longer stomach or bear the Nigerian excesses, I can hardly be heard. I no longer condemn anything anyone cares to do. I hope and pray that they will stay within the limit of sanity and avoid bloodshed such as the one we've been seeing. IPOB will come out and say it's not the one, and if he's denying it, I'm not in a place to pin on it what I know the Nigerian state is equally capable of doing. I am not IPOB spokesman. People get killed in the southeast and IPOB will come out and say it's not the one. Unknown gunmen, unknown men, and you have all kinds of, this is the same country where people were killed at the toll gate and the state says it knows. So unknown soldier not be today for Nigeria. You have unknown soldier, you have unknown IPOB, you have unknown gunmen, you have unknown government. So it's a situation where it's me, as far as I'm concerned, I have no condemnation for IPOB.
Surprisingly, a lot of people will never get it. This is one of those cases where we say who no go, no go, no. Now who go, na ain't go, no. Somebody else, I read a comment that said some people have never crossed River Niger, so they don't know. As long as you've not passed on each as long as you've not entered Aba, you will not understand the Igbos. Forget Alaba market. Forget that. They should Alaba market. Those ones are refined, polished, legorized, Lagosianized Igbo people. When you go to Onitsha, when you just, as soon as you cross that bridge, self. When I schooled in Benin, I always passed through Onitsha every time to go to Wiri. I did business in Onitsha. I went to do stuff in Onitsha. Onitsha is a different place entirely. It's a different organism on its own. Abanko, everybody is hustling. Legit. They don't have an idea, And the funny thing is that when you find people who have qualities that you don't have, the best thing to do is to team up with them and learn from them. But their pride would never let them. Their pride would never let them. Like, we're being marginalized and hushed in Nigeria. Meanwhile, our apprenticeship program is being studied all the way in Harvard. Like stakeholder capitalism. They said the only place you can find that is like in Asia and some other places. Well, not even that much. It's unique. When you have one year, they have no idea. Some comment said that they should please let an Igbo person govern. For what? These guys don't get it. It was never about the Igbos governing. Never. It's never been about the Igbos governing. It's like, a typical example is when I go into a company They hire me just for they hire me as a scrum master or as an agile coach. My job is to come and help them refine processes. But what I've noticed is many cases, sometimes if the manager who hired me likes my skill and wants me to work, the management would fight against it. They don't want change. Me, eventually, I just leave them to suffer. Yeah? The last one, was it not the supervisor that hired me that got threatened that I was doing my job? Of course, they suffered, but didn't concern me. So they don't get it. If people just want to do things and make things easy for others, but the people they are doing it for hate them and want to believe lies against them, when they are suffering, sit back and watch. First of all, Igbos should just forget Christianity that will tell you, let love lead. Love yourself first. Stay away from danger. Don't put yourself in harm's way. We're not the reason for the hardship of the country. So why should we protest? It's not like we're not experiencing hardship. We've learned to absorb it and turn it into something good. If you think I'm lying, go to Onitsha now and see if people are not still hustling. Go to Abba. Go to Alaba market, tell me people are not still hustling. They know these things. Instead of saying, hey, come and give us the blueprint, make this country work, the bigots will not let that work because they are stooges. They don't know that when they keep listening to the British side that clearly hates and is afraid of the Igbos, they are doing themselves. They are doing themselves. They are doing themselves. Anyway, I don't just know why I like that this shock is shocking people. I actually like it. And I'll keep saying it in every other video. Even what's going on in Plateau today, I don't empathize with them. Because when Gowon was dealing with Igbos, nobody protested. Nobody protested for them to stop. No single, like the Nigerian Civil War was televised. It was televised. Like the Vietnam War, it was televised. And those people did not protest. So, any side of Nigeria that is suffering, Igbo should not be concerned. Because the blood of those innocent people that were wasted during the Civil War and the pogrom. And since after then, in the Operation Python dance and all those things they've come to do in the eastern part of Nigeria, actually electrocuting them. Surprisingly, blood is a conductor of electricity. So make it shock them. I go shock them tire. And me, I'll just be here laughing even if I'm suffering. I have shock absorber. Igbo is still their problem.